Well, I'll tell you, I'm certainly no fan of those horrific panel pals. Always worshipping that awful Micah Sin, laughing about Skip Westcott molesting poor Peter Parker. And you just know that they already peaked with the Shattered Dimensions review. 4 parts for one video game, oh my. It's always welcome or welcome back, welcome or welcome back. Well, back in my day...
Wake me up inside, there's a new episode of Panel Pals. I'm Skull Riot.
And I'm MN Stash.
And today, what are we discussing?
Oh, the man without fear, the guardian devil of Hell's Kitchen. Foggy Nelson. Daredevil, Matt Murdock.
The non-mutant superhero, Matt Murdock.
I think it's only fitting to say, do you prefer Matt Murdock as Daredevil or Foggy Nelson in his first appearance, the Gladiator's first appearance?
In Foggy Nelson's first appearance, he gets taken down in one punch, and the Gladiator's not got super strength. He is a buff dude, though. But he tried. Fog Devil had no powers, but he tried. He gave it his
sure
best.
He's not a mutant? Is there any reason to why Fog was everywhere when he was present?
Awfully misty, wasn't it, dude? Foggy Nelson, indeed.
His real name's not Foggy, so it makes more sense every day.
That's his X-Men name. Franklin Foggy Nelson is
Magneto
Foggy.
is taking hostage, taking the UN hostage, winning.
Well, if Magneto will take Toad, surely he'll take Foggy.
Oh, I mean, we thought it was only fitting to talk about Daredevil because the Born Again trailer released the other day.
It did indeed. It looked pretty sick, dude.
It's a shame that you can tell it's made by Disney now. There's a clear change in the camera quality and the cinematography.
Yep. There was
But
more blood than I was
good.
expecting. In the trailer, there was a lot of blood, wasn't there?
You see that guy's arm get fucking bent through?
Yeah.
The bone is popping out the front.
They are going hard in it.
I see this trailer, and then I look at Moon Knight, and I want to jump off a cliff.
They're finally doing it right, mate.
Moon Knight should have fucking been.
Oh.
The fuck, man? You lied to us, the bastard.
Daredevil is like the only hope the MCU has now, in my eyes. I'm not interested in anything else they've got.
You know, it's just
Daredevil coming back.
Captain America, Brave New World, or whatever the fuck it's called now.
Has that even had like a trailer out yet?
Yeah, I saw it in the cinema. I was going to watch Spider-Man 2, a real Marvel movie.
Ooh.
And then that trailer played.
Look any good or?
I mean, like, the score was good, I guess. Like, I got into the trailer through the music, but
yeah,
I don't care for Harrison Ford Red Hulk versus Captain America with a leader who looks horrible. Like, he doesn't even look like the leader.
It very much looks like a Hulk movie where Captain America's just turned up. Well, Falcon has just turned up. Why is the leader a villain in a Captain America movie?
They've forgotten about him for like 20 years.
Yeah,
and they go, shit.
2008 was Hulk, wasn't it? Incredible Hulk.
Yeah, but I want to watch the old one. I really want to watch that one. I haven't properly sat down to see it. Yeah, because I saw like bits of it that actually show his abusive history. I'm like, fuck, that looks good.
Yeah, mate. His dad's the villain in it.
It looks like a proper movie for once.
You know what? For all the shit that movie gets, the transitions are spectacular. They're so comic booky. Like, Hulk will punch from one scene to another. It's like, what the hell? That looks cool as hell. It's a true comic book movie, mate. And the video game, did you ever play that?
I didn't play I think I might have played it like when I was a kid, but I don't remember it vaguely. I played the Incredible Hulk more than the other one.
Well, this Hulk one, the Eric Bana one, mate, I had on PS2. And all the Hulk's villains in it was so weird. There's like a vampire guy called Half-Life who was a pain in the ass to beat.
It's so random though, isn't it? Because it's like the movie tie-in games just have random fucking villains showing up for no reason at all.
Yeah, I'm sure Maestro's in it as well, but he's not Future Hulk. He's like he's his mate.
But in like, what's it called? Superman Returns, Bizarro is there, just fucking randomly appears in Metropolis.
Don't remember this in the movie.
Everyone. Did you also hear in the MCU, fucking that one guy from Iron Man? Is it like Farhan?
Yeah, the terrorist.
Is returning.
Yeah,
didn't he die?
He did, because Stain had his whole camp executed after paralyzing him with the sound.
He won't recast T'Challa, but we'll get him fucking back for Vision Quest.
For Vision Quest as well.
If Daredevil flops, mate, we're fucked.
Yeah, if Daredevil flops, I'm going to pretend it all ended at Endgame. No, Infinity War.
Yeah, because they butchered Endgame too.
Oh, yeah.
Someone's going to say, you cynical bastard, Endgame's a masterpiece.
It's really not.
Warlock should have been in there, fucking bullshit. What do you think?
Vision should have been in there? Where the hell? He left out Vision.
You're telling me you can't rebuild an android?
It should be pretty easy.
When you tell, what do you think about Muse being the villain?
Interesting. He's a newer addition to the Daredevil legend. And I think he's probably a bit hardcore for Disney. With like
he's probably one of the better modern villains.
Yeah, if it's between him or 10 Fingers, I think I'd rather take Muse. At least he's got a cool costume.
Yeah, and the first thing he did with the pain was sick, though. But I think that series really benefited from the writer and artist duo. Like, it had such a distinct look that when I see Muse or I see that run, I can't remember the artist's name, but I'm pretty sure Charles Soule was the writer.
Soule, yeah. It's like Soul with like a U at the end or something.
E at the end, Soule or something.
Yeah.
But that run was pretty. I like that run more than Mark Waid's run.
Was Mark Waid's run the one that starts with him fighting Claw, and he fights like Captain America, and Captain America uses like party chaff or something, when you pull like a party popper and like the bit of tinsel or something comes out.
Well,
he uses that to throw off Daredevil's sense.
Well, when he kept helping him through an intercom, and then there was a bomb in the building, and he says to Daredevil, "Cut like the red wire." He doesn't know what the fuck to cut. He was so confused.
You know what, though? I like...
get Cap to explain it to him.
Did that in the MCU. He's like, Chris Evans is like, cut the red wire. I did like his costume during that run as well, the black, because it looked more like a boxer.
But also the artist... The artist has such a good style because... or the colorist... I don't know if it was the same artist colorist, but... Everything had like this black and white look to it, except red. Red was like the only color being used. So like it made the black suit stand out even more.
I'm looking at a few panels on Google here, and yeah, they are pretty spectacular.
What was your favorite art piece by Muse? I know which one I think was the funniest. Not even funny, it was pretty fucking good.
It's been a while since I read the run. I just remember him. I don't remember him doing any specific. I don't remember any specific like monuments, like pieces. I just remember he had like 100 people's different blood mixed all up and was painting with it.
Yeah, that was the first big one, and then the guy that owned the museum was trying to bank off it. I think his second piece was like crazy because it was during the time when there was so many Inhumans running around.
Yeah, because Karnak was a big friggin' deal. Remember him?
Yeah, but he killed Inhumans off the street.
Yeah.
And in an abandoned, I think, apartment, he had posed them all, like Zaz. Just doing, like, normal shit. Like, one was on the toilet, one was watching TV, one was at the dinner table.
Oh, that's pretty
And
funny.
he named it Inhumans Are Humans Too. And then, like, Daredevil was like, fuck. So if we don't get that scene, what's the point, mate?
Yeah, we've got Inhumans in the MCU. Get them in there.
Also, speaking of the costumes and shit, like, with Daredevil's different suits.
Yeah.
How does he know which one to put on in that trailer? Because it's just the helmets lined up.
Dude, yeah. I thought the same thing. He's looking around the different colour ones. What if he mismatches and puts, like, his red suit on with his yellow helmet?
He's got, like, the fucking black Shadowland outfit with the yellow.
Yeah, you see him in the shadows because he's in bright fucking yellow, but you just can't see his face.
Yeah, it's not like a mannequin's with it, so he knows, okay, this is all for one thing. He has to, like, if he forgets, he's fucked. He has to try to guess which one.
Gonna mismatch all the time.
Was that Heather Glenn? People are saying Heather Glenn's in the show, but she doesn't have that haircut, so I was like, is it? The one he dances with and he starts to shag because Matt Murdock apparently can't keep it in his pants. I
thought that was just some random woman. You know, like at the start of Zdarsky's run, where he's just like in a bar.
Just sleeps.
Because, yeah, I thought that was just some rando, and it was showing how he's kind of like... Because he mentions how a line's been crossed, so he's not Daredevil anymore. But whether or not that's him accidentally killing someone, like in Zdarsky, or if it's maybe someone close to him getting killed.
Well, it's interesting because, like, they show the helmet falling into the city.
Yeah, and there's, like, paramedics and ambulances underneath him where it's falling, as if he's, like, seen what he's done.
Did you notice the cut-off horn made the D shape?
No. Mate, a gladiator, perhaps? Ooh.
Please.
No way, dude.
Please, fucking...
During a scene in the Netflix show, Melvin's wearing the logo as well. I thought they just put him in a yellow shirt. He's literally got, like, his gladiator logo on his top. I'm like, why wouldn't you just make him the cool villain he is?
They're too fucking scared. It's like they could work so well with it because it's a mental health story about how he's fucking delusional.
He thinks he's a gladiator.
He has, like, actual voices in his head. Like, he believes it. He
speaks to statues, and, like, if he envisions them giving him the thumbs down to execute his opponent and everything, mate. He's a genuine loony, but he's like, it's not his fault, so why wouldn't they just do it? They could portray mental health in a good light through Gladiator by then redeeming him at the end, like what happened in the comic.
Because the person they casted for him is really good too.
He looks the part, certainly. He's terrifying. I wouldn't mess with it.
And, like, they also fumbled because they didn't really expand on their law firm, so you couldn't have... Was Becky the one in the wheelchair? I forget her name. You can't have that Becky, awesome
because
scene.
She thought Gladiator crippled her. But it was a lookalike.
Like that awesome scene, though, where fucking Daredevil basically says, if you don't do this, then, like, your mind's crippled or some shit like that. I forgot what he said. It was, like,
it was about courage, wasn't it? It's like, your legs aren't the only thing that won't work if you don't got the balls to do what's right. Jesus, Daredevil.
He doesn't give a shit, mate. He's fucking... Oh,
he's
so
blind.
good.
He's disabled. He doesn't care, dude.
He gets away with it. It's a fucking safety net for him.
I didn't know you were in a wheelchair. I'm blind. Oh, okay.
Did you just push those children down the elevator shaft? Well, you must mistake me. I am blind.
So bad. I'm blind.
The fucking... Did you notice in the trailer as well?
Go on.
When... It's like Times Square's filled with people, and Wilson Fisk is on every screen.
Yeah.
That is literally ripped from the comics. Like, that page, I can remember the exact page. I think it's when he comes home straight from China because of the whole 10 Fingers shit thing.
Oh, during the Soul Run again.
Because I'm pretty sure
when
it's all done, Foggy calls him because he hasn't been able to reach Matt for days because he got kidnapped. He's like, fucking, Fisk is mayor. And then the book ends with, I think, Matt going, shit. just fucking swearing.
New York mayors and 616, mate, need better looking into before they take office. J. Jonah Jameson was the mayor before Fisk, wasn't he?
Oh, but if there's a cool fucking scene where Fisk is starting to like feel the pressure of Daredevil returning and shit, and like digging in. And then I think Wesley, I can't remember if it was Wesley, he said something like, "Oh, if you hadn't frauded the election to win, you still would have won." And he's like, "Fuck." He's like, "I didn't actually need to fucking."
So he's left evidence of wrongdoing that he didn't need to
like
fucking
he
do.
didn't actually need to rig it, and now he's like, "Shit, Daredevil's investigating me." Fucking, like if they go full on like Soul Run, Matt Murdock becomes like vice fucking mayor for a bit.
Oh,
like, there's a
yeah, they
scene with the
mentioned that
city,
in...
he's like, shit, and then Matt becomes the vice fucking mayor. It's sick.
They mentioned that in the Zdarsky run, and I was like, when the hell was Matt mayor? Because he gets into the Stromwin party by being ex-mayor.
Yeah, he abuses that as well.
Ironically, I've got a bit of a blind spot when it comes to Daredevil. I've read everything up until and including Guardian Devil. So I've read all the start stuff, all the Born Again, obviously, all the hand shit. And I've read Guardian Devil. I think I read that first because it had Mysterio in it. And then I have read bits and pieces, but not all of it.
The other month I would have finished all of Daredevil.
Yeah, I remember you smashing through it, dude. It's like, wow.
I bought the omnibus for a few of them. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna just fucking go through it all. People think Chip Zdarsky's run's overrated, but I fucking love that one.
Yeah.
I think Kevin Smith's severely underrated for Daredevil. His Guardian Devil story is so good.
Yeah.
But it just doesn't. I know it's like,
Karen.
It's like, it's Kevin Smith. I understand that aspect of it. Like,
because he's a movie writer in it, and a lot of people think he should stick to what they know. He also did a Batman. He did a Batman one once where Batman pissed himself, didn't he? Remember about that? Yeah, I think it was called The Wyden and Gaia. And you know in Batman Year One, where he blows that wall up and he goes like, "You've eaten you've eaten the soul of Gotham." It's like Batman admits to this new superhero that goes, "Oh yeah, when I blew up that wall, I pissed myself."
No fucking Western. I don't remember. That's not canon to me, mate. That's fucking.
Pull it up, mate. I'll show you.
That's fucking. That's so stupid.
Did Kevin Smith do the Black Cat one where she got raped as well? Like the evil. It introduced the girl Scorpion. Yeah, got it here. It says Batman talking about when he blows up the wall full of Gotham's like top mobsters. Your feast is nearly over. From this moment on, none of you is safe. And then he goes, but what none of them knew was when the incendiary device went off hotter than I expected. And when I felt the size of the explosion and the sudden blast of searing heat, I had a bladder spasm. Batman pissed himself in Year One. That's so bad, dude. Why?
Could you imagine fucking Joker found out?
Every time in the Arkham games, mate, where you plant that explosive gel, a little bit of pee comes out. That's why Killer Croc's got a scent.
Because he's just stinking of piss.
You've been pissing all over Arkham tonight. Yeah.
It's like if you keep getting it wrong because you just don't know where the fuck to put it, you actually can fucking piss yourself, get a game over.
Arkham Batman's not wearing trunks. That bit's just got wetter and damper than the rest of his suit. Fucking hell, dude.
But Arkham Knight, when they tell you the new suit, like Alfred's like, I'm taking the liberty of adding a planet
installing a catheter into your new suit.
Imagine you see like a little thing coming out of his ass, like just his bodily fucking fluids, just as he's gliding around. They start talking, they're going, this shit.
What was that? What's that smell?
It's the freaking shit.
Corner takedown, mate.
You hear the rumors? What? The Batman shits the people.
Using the voice changer. Checking that restroom over there. Oh, got it, boss. But anyway,
and they got Harley Quinn. I heard kiss over there. Sure thing.
Penguin, are you pissing me about?
Yeah. How did you know? Tiny fucking runs wild in the iceberg lounge trying to get
swimming and pissed him.
If you were Turk, would you piss yourself if Daredevil was chasing after you?
Yeah, mate, because he bullies him.
That was like one of my favorite parts of the Frank Miller era. Was he just kept going up to Turk, just bully the shit out of Turk.
Turk, mate, little bitch, but Grotto, the Chad Grotto, stabs Daredevil, nearly kills him. Grotto's, for those who don't know, he's like Turk's sidekick.
Yeah, because the show was too scared to have Grotto.
Because he knows Matt Murdock couldn't take MCU. Grotto would be too powerful.
I swear there was one comic where Turk was randomly white for no reason. I think I sent you the photo of it.
Yeah.
Daredevil books have the weirdest errors, because like there was Turk was white one time. Jameson was fucking black for like a page or two in one issue. It's like does no one have like a guide or something with them?
Like Lawrence Fishburne's Perry White.
Oh god. Which one what do you think's one of the more tragic Daredevil eras in the comics?
Quite early on. Very early on, in fact.
What about
issue 5?
Armored run?
It's weird because like the art's always good. Like we've got Wally Wood and all that shit. But I'm trying to think, like early Daredevil suffered from them trying to make it more like Spider-Man, to the point where issue 2 he literally
hero.
He made jokes. He had radioactive powers. Issue 1, as we've said before, the cover to issue 1 has Spider-Man on the cover with Marvel saying, "If you liked Spider-Man, check this out." Issue 2, he fights Electro, the Spider-Man foe. But
he took the enforcers off him too. He took Ox.
Yeah. And like the whole, I feel like before they found the footing, which probably the first like 100 issues, Daredevil didn't know what the hell he was doing.
It took a while?
Yeah.
Because the book was going to get canned, and then they're like, oh, we'll put Black Widow with him, and then that's it.
Villains such as the Matador or the friggin'...
Wasn't he releasing bi-monthly at one point?
I believe so. But so was Spider-Man in the early days, wasn't he?
That's like a fucking... You're hanging on by a thread. Bi-monthly, then Black Widow joins the title, bro. Give it up.
He moves to San Fran. It was a bad in issue 6. Let me check. Issue 6 was boss. It was the Fellowship of Fear, starring Ox of Spider-Man fame.
That's when he had his old cane. If you look on the cover,
and it was a walking stick. I read issue 5 yesterday, and he has a sword fight with the Matador with his walking stick.
That's really
sick, dude. Yeah, no.
60s writing at its peak.
Issue 4, The Purple Man.
Oh, I love when Daredevil Yellow went over those issues. You had he knocked out Electro.
Yeah.
And then the showgirls all went up to Daredevil like, oh my god, are you single? And he stands there so fucking proud of himself. He loved it. And then you got like Purple Man going to Karen undress. And then Matt bursts through like, what the fuck?
Close one, mate.
Little
He's cool as hell, Daredevil.
Everyone would see that in about 10 years' time.
Yeah, mate, he was getting ahead of the curve, weren't he?
Poor Karen.
Oh my god, poor Karen, dude. The whole saga. No, you know what? Foggy Nelson desperately tries to lie to her to get her to sleep with him. Like,
yeah, he said he was Daredevil.
not only does he say he's Daredevil, he then commissions a costume of Daredevil for him to wear to trick her
Which is
even
on
more.
our channel banner, in case you
It is
missed.
indeed. Was that issue? What was the Gladiator's first issue? Like 15?
Is it 17?
A quick Googling tells me that issue 17, they've coloured the Marauder in wrong. Issue 17's the Masked Marauder.
Oh, that's the yellow background or something, isn't it?
He's in yellow gloves, boots, and mask, and a blue, like, tarp by the look of it. But Spidey, it's the one where Spidey busts in the window and manhandles Foggy Nelson for being Daredevil. Spidey, you dick. You doing? Jonah Jameson's in this issue. What a saga,
that's
dude.
when they're like, yeah, we have these characters, we could fucking use them.
Literally, like, hey, why aren't we putting Spidey in every issue? I love it when JJ makes an appearance in something that's not Spider-Man, though. He was Carol Danvers' boss for a bit as well.
Oh, do you know what was also weird, though, about early Daredevil books in the 60s? They all, like, on that similar he's Spider-Man sort of thing, each book under Stan Lee in the Silver Age had the same fucking complications with the love interest. It was always, God, I love this woman, but I dare not get involved with her. It would be too much.
Too dangerous.
My chest plate, which I have to manually charge, is just too much. My fucking spider powers, I can't do it.
The Daredevil one is specifically like...
Yeah, but Spidey was the only one that actually had it fleshed out to the point where it made sense. The other ones were like just chatting shit.
Well, Daredevil's one, I would, if I was blind and I was reading like a Braille Daredevil comic, I'd be quite offended because Daredevil can't get with Karen because he doesn't want her feeling sorry for him. So he's basically like, she could never love a blind man.
But even like she was an asshole. Because in like issue 9, I think, or 11, I think 9, when she's like, oh, there's this doctor in this shady country who can fix your vision.
Fix your vision.
Do it. He comes back and she's like, you're still blind, you fucking coward.
Yeah.
Like, oh, okay then.
There's a what if where Daredevil, like, they find out Daredevil's blind, and I think it's because of that issue that, like, he makes the wrong move in that issue, and the world finds out he's blind. What a mess. What that he may see a tale you will never forget. It was this one, issue 9.
But the relationship worse than that was Cyclops and Jean Grey in the 60s. Because it was so fucking stupid and contrived. They're in a mutant school. They're a part of the X-Men. And Scott's like, I can't be with Jean because of my mutant powers. Like, you fucking idiot.
I think she knows, mate. It's not like a secret identity shit. Scott's numbers is so funny to me, dude.
It's too dangerous. It's like, what?
Cyclops' life is so wild that I can't help but laugh. Like the time Jean, he thought the love of his life was dead, and then he finds someone who looks exactly like her, Madeline, marries her, has a kid with her. As his kid's born, he finds out Jean's still alive, so he abandons his wife and kid to go and start X Factor with his ex. Doesn't even get with her for ages. It's like
there's Emma Frost too, doesn't it?
Mate, he's a loony. Just the whole like abandoning his family for his teenage sweetheart, and then never they never make up.
Cheat on her too.
Yeah, because like she becomes the Goblin Queen, not associated with Norman Osborn, weirdly enough. And like he never gets his comeuppance for it.
Even with Emma Frost, doesn't he like mentally cheat on Jean with her?
He does, but I think he blames Emma for it, so she lets him off.
Yeah.
She can
I'll
just
trust
walk
and
into
reliable,
you.
that one. Is Scott's a bit of a hound? Like, even wasn't like Psylocke actively trying to sleep with him in the 90s too?
I think so, yeah, mate.
Yeah, and
But he's
no
cool
wonder
in the
Wolverine's
comic.
always fucking pissed off at him. Like, Cyclops is like the ultimate guy.
He's a weapon, mate. He's tactical.
He's tall. He's ripped. He looks fucking sick. And then you got this hairy, short little beast, and he's like, oh, no wonder. I would be pissed off too if I was Logan.
I think Cyclops should be like the Captain America of mutants. No, like say you're in the comics, say there's like a terrorist attack, and you see Captain America running to save you, and you know, right, I'm saved. Well, if mutants were like getting, I don't know, like burned at the stake or something in some dog shit town, and they saw Cyclops was coming to save you, you'd be like, yes.
And that's why
no
X-Men 97 made him look so cool.
Yeah, and it was so simple. And that's just because he looks so shit and everything else. Like the movies, I know you're playing against Hugh Jackman, but the movies proper done him dirty.
He's fucking died, didn't he? Didn't he like sacrifice himself?
He dies off screen to Jean, and then she
because
just
the
mentions
actor
it
had other
once.
commitments.
Yeah, because he went off and played the cook in Superman Returns. Because he was Lois Lane's husband, who
yeah,
it wasn't even his kid. I'm pretty sure
it's Superman's kid.
Yeah, so
Poor
guy.
It's weird. Did Daredevil? I remember like a random team up with Gambit in the 90s. But I can't remember more like a flat out X-Men Daredevil thing.
The only thing I can think is when Wolverine helped him track down Bullseye because of the adamantium that Bullseye was getting in his bones.
I remember he teamed up with Fantastic Four. A blind man shall lead them.
A wooden gun.
He's actually fought Daredevil. He's actually fought Doctor Doom like a few times.
Yeah, and he holds his own, dude.
The Fantastic Four thing, he fought him. There was in his own title, and then the Mark Waid run had him encounter Doom again. But I think he was losing his powers, Daredevil, in that one too.
Uh-oh. He was doing that in old Marvel too.
Yeah, just my powers.
My powers are right when Amazing Spider-Man 200. Right when the Burglar who killed Uncle Ben is about to kill Aunt May. My powers. Amazing Spider-Man Annual 1. Right when the 6 of his fucking coolest villains are all teaming up. Oh no, my power.
It sounds like a Dragonfly bit. Like he has to take medicine quickly.
That's time when Peter got the flu.
Panadol.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey everyone, I was Spider-Man. Now that I've not got my powers to defend myself, it was me.
Yeah. I had an interesting comment. Please piss off Brandon. Someone was saying that like maybe Saladin Armor's run is so bad and pointless that the entire point of the pointless run is to literally revert everything back to status quo for the show. Why am I rhyming? And I thought, that makes sense. Because you can't...
I can see Marvel
wouldn't want new viewers going into Born Again and going, I want to pick up a book, and he's a fucking priest.
Yes, it'd have to match up on it. Synergy.
On my latest Daredevil one, I said like, we're this lazy with the writing that through one speech bubble he's now a fucking lawyer again. She-Hulk literally goes...
Is that all it took?
Because Foggy is pushing for the case to go to court.
Yeah.
And She-Hulk's like, I couldn't understand why. Like, it's such a strong case. He'd easily win like a summary judgment. And then Matt's like, well, he's possessed by the sin of pride. Which means that it makes sense, because for me to take the case, to defend it, it would take, it'd be such arrogance of me to do so. If luckily I'm not a lawyer, and then Jen goes, well, actually, someone went to extreme lengths, but it's factual. You're a lawyer now, and then the scene ends.
No.
Yeah, he's just a fucking lawyer
That's
now.
it. Christ.
And Adam Kuda's artwork is dog shit, mate.
They could have done a
there.
cool, time limit thing where Matt's like, I need to become a lawyer again to help this case before it gets, before this innocent man gets put away for life or something. And then he'd have to rush through the bar exam and shit again.
It's a race against time as well, because he has to beat Foggy in the case, or else the youth home gets taken away, and Cole North will get eaten. Cole North will get eaten by the fucking sin of wrath.
Uh-oh.
Yeah,
Suppose he's still in
they
it.
showed the wrath wolf thing crawling to North, but then inside it you see that kid Jason's face. It's like, what the fuck are we doing here? It's so fucking shit. Also, I say in the video, I zoom in. I go I write on the thing, why is he wearing a fucking diaper? And then the next photo I show, I say, why is his suit shaded completely black in broad daylight? It's horrible artwork. It really is bottom of the barrel.
That fella might be onto something then about it being they're just going to slowly brush away all the changes. So then this time next year, you'll have Matt Murdock, Foggy Nelson, Lawyer, and Daredevil.
I see why Chip Zdarsky gets pissed off and why he doesn't want to write for Marvel. Because he's like, I know that for Spidey, he wouldn't want to do a big story arc for it to get just reversed.
Get brushed away, yeah, mate.
That's literally what's happening with these Daredevil runs. It's getting slowly pushed back. But even since we're talking shit about it, I just want to say Adam Kuda's She-Hulk design is on par with that weird Shrek shitty artwork I saw last year. It is horrible. I don't understand how he made her look so ugly, but he made She-Hulk look bad.
Christ.
She looks like Elaine from fucking Seinfeld if she took steroids. It's horrible.
I've ducked out of modern Daredevil after the Zdarsky's perfect finish, mate.
I've spent $100 on this run.
Oh no.
I've collected every issue. I look at it and I just sigh each time,
I was going to say then, but I caught myself. I was going to say, well, with Born Again coming out in March, surely they'll put a bit more effort into the book to entice people. But then I remembered when The Amazing Spider-Man 2 came out, Dan Slott gave out the shittest Spider-Man story going about Electro and Black Cat teaming up. So synergy is only going to harm the book, if anything.
Look at even other Spidey examples. He's just such a loser now. Why is he such a dork?
Remember when they gave him organic webbing about 10... It was about a few months after Spider-Man 3 come out, they finally give him organic webbing in the comic.
Where he's reborn in that fucking web cocoon.
Yeah, what was the point of that? When it was 2008, we'd had the trilogy with organic webbing had come and gone.
But it's just funny though, because it's not even that long after the new movie comes back. Oh fuck, let's revert back. Where's the web shooters? Where's the web shooters?
Yeah.
But even with Daredevil's run, he hasn't been a lawyer in a long time. And does no one question that fucking Matt Murdock, the man who's been leaked with Daredevil and his identity for so long, how his lawyer license keeps getting he keeps getting disbarred, reinstated, then just back and forth. It's does no one question this?
Well, he was the mayor, wasn't he? So they're probably thinking it's rich privilege.
Well, would you want
tell
this
you-
lawyer who actively gets fired and loses his license like every year or so?
Yeah, no one's gonna hire them either. That'll be why Foggy strikes out on his own, mate.
I miss that. I miss Foggy and or Nelson and Murdock.
Same dude. It was the one thing that set him aside from Spider-Man that they did so well was he always had Foggy having his back.
Yeah, it's gone. He doesn't. I mean, even in the Zdarsky run, there was sort of beefy. Like they sort of had some tension, but it was still at the core of it. You could tell they were still best mates.
Yeah. Like, they'd get pissed off at each other, but they'd always make up in the end. Even when they're both
Yeah,
chasing the same bird. Karen.
Oh, no. They were even like in the new run. This is before Foggy's like overtaken with the sin of pride.
Yeah.
He fucking storms off when this is at their reunion where he's like, "Oh my god, Matt, you're alive," and then Matt says, "Oh, like for the last few months, I'm just trying to get my bearings. I didn't want to be a burden on anyone to like say I'm alive. I'm sorry." And he's like, he fucking throws a mad tantrum. He's like, "What?" And he's like, "You're not a burden," or whatever the fuck. And he says, I think he actually like says, "Fuck you, Matt Murdock."
Mate, compare that to season 3 of the Netflix show where
But
it's
it's not
like,
even that.
still
Like,
alive. It's like, is this real?
he
And that's
slams
like,
the door,
this is real. And they give a big hug.
and he steals his wallet too, and that's it. But it's not like he says like "fuck you, Matt Murdock," and then he slams the door on him. And then Cole North, who's been fucking de-sexed in this series because he's nothing like how he was under Chip Zdarsky. He's like, "Oh, that's your business, man. I don't fucking know. I don't care as well." But
Cole North, who was like the big, tough, always getting involved in other people's shit. Like, when the
he
entire
was the cop.
precinct was against him and he stuck to his guns, he was
He was the
hardcore.
only
Mate.
cop that actually wanted to do good.
Yeah. And now he's like, oh, that sounds like your problem. What?
Yeah, it's like I was like, what the fuck are we doing here? Because when you look at a lot of people defending that run, they either haven't read anything before it or have no clue about the fucking character, which is basically the same thing.
More or less.
But like, I've noticed a lot of people like talking about like, oh, this is my first run. Oh, you poor thing. Where do I
Daredevil
start to
used
read
to be.
Daredevil?
He used to
Oh,
be
I
in
don't know.
this sweet spot where he was popular enough for people to treat him with respect, but not so popular that everyone wants to have the name on him. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. It's
But,
like he had such good consistent runs, and now we're
mate,
just
yeah.
like at this hollow imitation phase of it all, and I'm just sick of it. What was going on in
Used to be
2003 for the book?
every run was cracking. 2003.
When was the Daredevil movie?
That was 2003, wasn't it?
Was it Shadowland?
No, that
Was
would have been after. It was after
2003?
Spider-Man.
Was it
2003 was
before?
Daredevil with Ben Affleck.
Yeah, but what was going on in the comic books?
Would that not have
I
been
can't remember
around
what
Guardian Devil
exactly.
time?
I think that was more Alex
I
Maleev, like
think.
Brian Michael Bendis,
Oh
which
yeah.
is an amazing run.
Oh, 1999 was Guardian Devil.
I think it is like I think it is the Bendis stuff.
Yeah.
That
But the
run
mad art.
is so good. But Alex Maleev's artwork.
Yeah, it's crazy, dude. I said mad, not bad. Like, it was the art in the Bendis run. Like, there's a little kid
It's
who
sick.
has mental problems or something, and everything's all scribbly.
Oh, that was David Mack, I think, wasn't it?
Ooh, Return
He
of
the
the
one that
Mac.
made Echo. Because I know he did a lot
I
of
think
like
so,
I think
yeah.
he did the Ben Urich story. Have you seen his office space? Like it's fucking crazy. There's a making Daredevil the Man Without Fear documentary,
Yeah.
which is on YouTube as well if you wanted to watch
Ooh.
it. They interview Stan Lee, John Romita Sr., Gene Colan, fucking who else?
Gene Colan himself.
Yeah, he even talks about like how he put off family time so much to work on Daredevil.
Weapon, mate. You gotta do what you gotta do.
He is one of the my favorite Daredevil artists. His work is so good, especially in his prime. He came back as well in the 90s, but his characters and the way he drew them sort of lacked bones, if you know what I mean.
Ooh.
Like if you read it, you'll know it. It's just like the shins had no actual shins. But you know, I respect the legend because, according to one comment I got, I lack the heart to show respect to fucking John Romita Jr., even though he's my profile picture. Get the fuck out of here.
Christ. He's dropped off now anyway, dude. He doesn't know what he's doing anymore.
He's in this funny because in the doc, he says, "What's my art style? I call it the deadline style. Just get it done." Like, yeah, I can tell.
Yeah, right, but yeah.
I can tell.
That sums it up from the man himself.
How late are you leaving it then?
Daredevil Born Again then, dude. What villains would you like to see? Because we've already had, in the MCU, we've had Bullseye, Fisk, Gladiator, Typhoid Mary was in Iron Fist. What's the word? The Hand, I suppose, counts.
That's fucking so shit. What a butchering of Typhoid. Typhoid's actually cool as. This show would have fucking fit Typhoid so well with having like Karen still alive. This like the new reboot. Like if you're gonna have him get with fake Heather Glenn, what if she's gonna kill herself? Like you could have just done a Typhoid Mary story instead, where he just sleeps with her and then Karen gets pissed off.
Yeah.
But well, I mean, I want to see Bullseye in a costume, but we're gonna get like the shitty fucking Zdarsky one without the logo. It's the Zdarsky one without the logo. It's fucking crazy. Okay.
He looks more like Sin Eater with like a purple thing on his head, don't he? In this, the shots we've seen. Oh, mate. The 6-issue story arc. Oh, he's not married in this continuity, though. Superman and Lois? No.
Yeah, like the Lex Luthor episode. Lex Luthor's theme has it's like in my head, it's perfect for Micah Sin's opening.
Ooh.
I don't know if let me see if I can find it, but it's fucking. Just imagine, KFC, okay, and you see just a slow panning shot going up to the silhouette of this giant bearded, long-haired man in a tiger vest.
No way, dude.
And then all you hear is this. He's not doing anything weird, by the way. He's doing push-ups.
Okay.
You tell me that guitar.
I can't hear that.
No. Wait. Is this good now? Can you hear that?
A little bit, yeah.
I was playing that on full volume. It's like the heaviest electric guitar going.
No way, dude.
And I could just imagine like Sin in KFC fucking going wild.
Like Sin, who was only defeated because he had such a poor diet. He just ate. He comes to the real world and he just ate a lot of shit. And that's how Daredevil took him down.
Oh my god! But if I pick a more proper character than Sin, I'd fucking love if they actually got Michael Gandolfini to play the Rose. That'd be my fucking
Oh,
dream,
mate.
bro. I
The
don't give a
Rose.
shit if he's not like fit like the Rose. It just to see if he wears the white suit with the purple mask, I'll
Nah,
be like, yeah, oh, that's good enough for
mate.
me.
He's in the MCU, so he can team up with Ned's Hobgoblin.
Ugh.
Christ.
What would they be called? Weight Watchers?
The
Who would you
Rose
have?
is so cool, dude. Bring him in. I thought in the trailer there's a scene where a fella in a red ski mask holds a shotgun up to Daredevil, and I thought that was Sin Eater for a split second. But sadly,
They
it's
don't have
just
the
part of like a
balls to
gang
do that?
giddy. Nah, mate. Well, there's no Gene DeWolf, is there? Imagine, like, if they do it properly in about 5 years' time, maybe. But for now, we've had Leapfrog as well, haven't we? I suppose in She-Hulk.
Yeah. We've
Uh,
we've technically had the Owl too, which
I
fucking
suppose
sucks. It sucks.
we've technically had Death's Head because Karen's dad was in season 3.
That set goes crazy, man. Do you like Lady
Mr. Fear,
Bullseye?
Lady Bullseye, dude. The only thing I've read of it was real Bullseye was in like he'd had all his bones broken, even though they were adamantium. So she was just like his second in command. We haven't had a true stilt man, and now that we've had idiots like Leapfrog, we just might get stilt man.
Please. Fucking please.
Wilbur Day, save us, dude. He could take
It's that
Dr.
guy in the truck
Go ahead.
fucking praying for Donald Trump save us. It's like, Wilbur Day save us. Please, Wilbur Day save us. No man.
We've had a Dr. Octopus in the MCU, so he could like just steal 2 of his tentacles for his legs.
They're technically made from the Gladiator. The Gladiator had it in the background.
Yeah, he had them ready, yeah, dude. Mr. Fear, I think we're getting Mr. Fear, aren't we? Like, I bet he's meant to be in it.
Oh,
At some point, that'll be
forget
cool.
Mr. Fear. He's like the peak fucking villain.
Yeah, mate. Get
Besides
the
Bullseye
Fellowship
and
of Fear
Kingpin,
in there.
but he's literally like, besides Kingpin, Bullseye, it'd probably go Mr. Fear third.
Yeah. He's sick, dude.
Isn't there like heaps though? I'd go with the one that did the. Who was the last one? With
Larry Cranston was the good one.
The voice was Angel Page.
I'm not sure if we ever got his name.
Karen was doing the host.
The radio show. Get her on
Yeah,
Panel
and then
Pals.
that Mr. Fear. He's too much of an activist for I like him, mate.
There's loads of them. Was one of them called Saxon? I think the first one was called Zoltan Drago was the first one. Star Saxon, who then went on to become Machine Smith, a Captain America villain. That's kind of weird. Larry Cranston's the one I remember. So I was thinking of Bryan Cranston. Alan Fagan. Unless. No, Larry Cranston. Larry Cranston is the current one, and he was also the third one. So he's like took it back because this says in King in Black, he was in the Thunderbolts.
Getting the respect. But it would have been nice if we could have got like the Purple Man properly.
Oh yeah.
What about the Annie-Men? Would you want the
Annie-Men, dude?
The MCU?
Catman, Owlman. You remember that bit in Homecoming where Spidey fights like a bunch of goons dressed like the Avengers in the bank?
Yeah.
You could do that with the Annie-Men, I suppose, if they wanted the reference. Just make them wear like cat masks. The eel, dude. What's the
What
eel?
about the fucking... Oh, what about the Exterminator?
Well, he becomes the Screamer. Yeah. Is he the one who's mum?
Yeah, the Deathstalker.
His mum builds dolls to kill. Jester! I fucking love Jester, dude. He should be like... get him in it as like not like the main threat, but just an annoyance.
Yeah, just like Shocker in Ultimate Spider-Man.
Yeah, Matador. If we're going all in,
he got reformed too, didn't he?
No way, did he?
Remember, wasn't it like in Guardian Devil? I think one of the Volume 2 runs. Didn't he like try to bash the Matador? And then he's like, "Hey, I'm fucking reformed, mate," because he's getting brainwashed.
There was two. This says one of them was called Juan, but he was the second one.
Did you ever see Paladin?
The Masked Marauder. Get him in there, dude. When he blasts people with his blindness ray, but it doesn't work on Daredevil because he's already blind. He was Daredevil's original nemesis, dude. He was like he was the first multi-arc villain to the point where before Kingpin, Masked Marauder was the #1 Daredevil villain. He had a personal relationship, mate. Marauder had a personal relationship with Matt Murdock outside of the costumes. So they had that duality. You know that dinner scene in Spider-Man 1 where where Norman realizes it's Peter who's Spider-Man, you can do that. Yeah. But it's like, Murdock's got a little cut on his arm, and I've just cut Daredevil as the Masked Marauder.
I met a girl on Craigslist. How'd you get that bruise on your neck? I met a guy on Craigslist.
The Tri-Man.
What about Nuke?
Nuke! He's already been in the MCU, hasn't he? He died in Jessica Jones.
No fucking way. Why would you waste Nuke?
I know, I couldn't believe it. I didn't even know it was him until he said, "Give me a red."
Oh, yeah, the fucking pills.
When we're getting Punisher, because he's back in the trailer.
Do you think they're gonna do that whole like was it the corrupt cop storyline where they wear his symbol?
Probably. They can't help themselves but getting bloody political, can they, mate?
Have him fucking kill someone. Who gives a shit? Just fucking shoot.
Just find a supervillain.
Do you think
and fill him full of lead?
Do you think it was a mistake that Daredevil season 3 didn't kill Karen?
Yeah, because she's served her purpose now. She got Ben Urich killed. There's nothing else we can really do with it. I
have to say it. Ben Urich's adaptation in that show is one of my least favorite parts of it. I genuinely think it's a fucking character assassination how badly they wrote him.
Ooh. They gave all this plot stuff to Karen, didn't they?
But he never interacted with Daredevil. They weren't even like acquaintances. Right, they weren't even close to being friends. They weren't even. It's fucking bullshit. Why did Karen take that off him?
He doesn't even like obviously spoilers. He dies in season 1, but in the comics, they've got such an interesting relationship going, don't they? Like Ben knows he's Daredevil, will never grass him up.
Oh, that one scene in the Frank Miller run where he like tells him in the hospital bed, "I'm not gonna say anything."
Yeah. Deletes it all, dude.
The movie did it better. Yeah, the fucking movie did this better.
I think that got parodied in South Park once. You know, the relationship between Ben and Daredevil. There's a South Park episode where Stan's dad is Lord, the singer. Well, and the news reporter at the end's written up like he's going to expose him. But then he realizes what Lord means to the people and deletes the whole story.
No fucking way. It is the Urich thing.
It was. As I was watching, I was like, no way. This is from fucking Daredevil.
But that movie got it right, where the show failed significantly. Fucking seeing him delete that piece of who Daredevil is, going out of the office, and then sees Matt staring at him and go like, "Go get him, Matt." And he fucking smirks and runs off and does this cool flip, recreates issue 1 of Kevin Smith's run. I'm like, fuck yes, that's Daredevil. Oh, that movie had fucking sauce, mate. I feel so bad at the way that studio fucking ruined the shit out of it, because it had so much potential.
The director's cut is genuinely a good movie.
Yeah, because like for some reason the theatrical release just cut out so many useful scenes. Like the entire court case with Foggy Nelson is not present in the fucking theatrical release. It's so stupid. Bullseye. Huh? Yeah. Did you like Colin Farrell as Bullseye?
Yeah. Not as much as I liked the Kingpin. What was his name? Michael Clark Duncan as the Kingpin, dude. Fantastic.
An outlaw.
Outlaw race. Except for the ending where he's like, "You'll never tell anyone I'm Daredevil, because then they'll know a blind man beat you." It's like,
yeah.
Well,
mate,
he also beat up half of New York.
Yeah, they're probably there because of you too, mate. I think they'd actually be wanting that information.
You go in and you go, "Listen, just don't tell him he's Daredevil, and just go, I want you to murder this blind dude. He's a lawyer, he's sniffing around too much." Okay. I'll tell you what baffled me, dude. Wesley. I thought Wesley was created for the Netflix show. But no, dude, he's in Born Again. Like the comic Born Again. He goes, "Thank you, Wesley." And I was like, no fucking way. It's him.
The original Dick Ryder. Wesley. He fucking loves it, mate.
He's getting a lot of play nowadays because of the Netflix show, even though he dies in season 1. So it's like, why have we brought him in now?
I sworn he died in the comics too, and then all of a sudden he just came back.
Standard fare for comics, innit, dude? How many times is like, has Turk ever died? Because I know he kept getting power-ups that Daredevil then would trounce.
A part of me wants to say he did die, but I could be wrong.
As we saw the other day, he got a friggin' Infinity Stone, didn't he? And he was like the pimp of Hell's Kitchen.
That's fucking crazy. The pimp of Hell's Kitchen. He now smacks Daredevil through Josie's fucking window. Who's laughing now, Hornhead? Well, did you notice in the Zdarsky run how heavily influenced it was by the show?
Yeah, with Fisk like keeping us cool until he's alone with you. When he murders that guy in the bathroom was the car door scene.
But even like the way he talks is very Vincent D'Onofrio Kingpin. Wesley is basically the Netflix Wesley.
He was.
Daredevil wears his fucking, doesn't even wear the costume, he wears that, balaclava look instead.
Yeah, the man without fear look. Lingered a bit, didn't it?
It's like, wow, you could tell it was a byproduct of like season 3 Daredevil.
It's funny because it's been like 8 years since it got cancelled, didn't it?
Yeah, and they were like halfway through writing season 4.
Ooh.
But do you think, we touched on this earlier, but do you think he quits Daredevil because he kills someone like in Zdarsky's run? Or do you think that someone like Foggy or Karen dies?
Well, I'm hoping, if it's got to be between them two, I'm hoping it's that he's accidentally killed someone. But mostly because I'm worried that Foggy was in a single shot of the trailer and then not in any more. But it shows Karen and it looks like she's at a funeral. I think the biggest mistake they could make is killing off Foggy. But I've seen modern MCU writing, so I'm expecting it from the modern Marvel Cinematic Universe.
It would be a massive mistake to kill off our boy Foggy.
A huge waste of potential. What would you think? What do you think is the situation?
Well, I think he needs to kill someone because this show didn't have the Man Without Fear or Origin, did it? Like, he didn't accidentally kill a hooker.
No, it was quite cool. I thought his origin in the show.
Abuser.
He gets sick of hearing all the shit going on in New York, so he goes out to do something about it. Thought it was cool as hell, mate.
Because I always thought it was interesting that, like, as a kid, he accidentally killed someone. You know, like one of the biggest sins a Catholic can make, and he fucking committed it. So I'm wondering, like, I'd like to see that aspect of, oh fuck, how does he wrestle with that shit? Because Daredevil doesn't kill, but that accidental one, I think, helps a lot with his character.
When was She-Hulk? Was that 2022?
Because I think so.
For him to at one point for Fisk to be like, why did you stop being a vigilante? It's like, well, he was still fighting crime as of like last year in She-Hulk. He's got all the helmets and shit from that costume designer, so we know he's only recently. Is it one of them like 10-minute retirement type of deals? Like what Peter's
like
always going
through. I quit.
I'm Daredevil. No more. And then 2 days later, he's rummaging through the bins, like, where's the fucking costume?
Yeah, he can't, like, after he's thrown everything, like, to the ground. He doesn't know which fucking suit is which. He can't tell what the colors are. He's like, oh, fuck, I didn't think this one through. He's, like, scrummaging through. He picks, like, the yellow torso, the red pants, fucking silver helmet. It's like, oh, yeah, nailed it, first try. Like, he, like, reads the latest report from the Daily Bugle. Daredevil, autistic, question mark. Daredevil on spectrum.
In the newspaper.
Like that Foggy, fucking Foggy panel from the Bendis run where he's like, when Matt's identity revealed, but it's just like that Daredevil on spectrum, and Foggy's like,
what have we got covered in? So, the whole identity thing, if it is carrying on from season 3, Foggy knows, Karen knows, and Fisk knows. Does Punisher know?
I don't know if if it was like a Robbie Robertson moment where you could tell, like, through the voice.
Yeah. I don't remember
like
him
in
interacting. He does know both of them, doesn't he? He fights Daredevil, obviously, and then Matt defends him, or he's in court with Matt.
I feel like he would know, though. I feel like Frank would be the type of guy who would be able to tell these two speak exactly the same fucking annoying way.
And they've got the same chin. So
yeah.
There's a scene in the Tim Burton Batman where he's driving Vicky Vale to the Batcave, and she's like staring at him, and he's trying to like not give her a full look at his jaw because she knows what Bruce Wayne's jaw looks like. So I think it must be something like that. But when there's a sick scene in season 2 where they're having that conversation on the rooftop.
Yeah.
And
straight from the Punisher issue.
Mate. From his like way of speaking, he must know that Matt's Daredevil.
Would you have wanted, like, in that courtroom scene, would you have wanted Punisher to say, like, yeah, like when he says, Frank, can I call you Frank? And then Frank would say, sure thing, Red. Like, would you want him to just confirm in that sort of subtle way, like, that he knows?
Yeah, that would have been boss.
You wouldn't know that Matt would have fucking pissed himself as soon as he said Red if he did.
Yeah. And all the jury are like, huh, but the actor's not ginger like he is in the comics. Why is he calling him Red?
Yeah. Is he making fun of him being blind? Oh, send him away! Send him away!
Does this guy know what red is? Was he born blind?
Do you prefer the origin to fucking the movie or the show with like Batlin Jack or Batlin Murdock? He wasn't even called that, was he, in the movie?
What was the movie's version?
Kingpin, I think, had him killed. Like, Kingpin was the fixer.
Like in Spider-Man TAS, where it was the Kingpin.
Yeah.
I think
Michael Clark Douglas is the guy behind everything.
I think
he had the rose.
The best, like, he did in that, didn't he? He had the Rose, the Owl, Hammerhead. He'd be good for a Daredevil series, I think, because he's not. The thing about Daredevil, he's not got the super strength. So, for example, Amazing Spider-Man issue 41, the Rhino is on a rampage, and it cuts to Matt Murdock, and Matt thinks, I wish I could dress up as Daredevil and go beat the shit out of the Rhino, but the Spider-Man should get the first crack. I would love to see you try and take him down, Matt. Just try it, dude. He's got no super strength. So, anyone like, mate, again, Marvel Knights Spider-Man as a panel of Daredevil, and all the heroes jump in to save Spider-Man from the Sinister 12. Daredevil goes straight for Venom. In what world does Daredevil stand a chance against
the
Venom?
guy who, like, mechanically fucking bashes the shit out of Spider-Man nearly each encounter?
Yeah.
Like in ASM 300, he's like, fuck, I actually can't beat this guy.
There's having no fear, and there's being fucking stupid.
But like in issues 300 of ASM,
yeah,
he just makes Venom use up all his webbing so the symbiote like runs thin.
Yeah.
That's the only way you can beat him at that time. He's like, fuck, he's actually gonna eat me.
The thing as well with that issue, dude, it's not Eddie Brock he's fighting, it's Mac Gargan. So even if he did wear out the thin symbiote, he's then gonna take on the Scorpion, which again,
I know, but like, even
chance?
Just for like any symbiote he'd be fucked. Even like with Rhino, this is how it'd go. He'd go like, if this is the 60s Daredevil.
Yeah.
Is that a rhinoceros horn, or are you just really excited to see me? And then Rhino would start fucking charging at him. Each step, he'd be like, "Gah! The vibrations through each of his steps is messing up my radar sense. I cannot get a fix on him."
Well, if the Matador's cape fluttering is too loud for him, then surely the stomping friggin' Rhino is gonna gore him.
The fucking fluttering. He just puts like little bit of like tambourines everywhere. Just fucking, what are you gonna do now, Daredevil?
The lack of super strength. Just
the trial of the Incredible Hulk.
Oh, where the speaker takes him down, dude. Kingpin just plays music loud, and that does in the freaking Daredevil. No way.
Didn't he have the Man Without Fear suit before that was even like a thing?
Yeah, he's geared up in like just the black bandana and shit, dude. It's boss.
Frank Miller, you're a fraud, Frank Miller.
That's defamation. He's gonna sue. The whole the fact he's not got super strength is one of my favorite bits about Daredevil, if anything. It makes his struggles a bit more real. But
yeah, he actually has to think.
Yeah, it does limit who he can take on. Like if you put, obviously Daredevil's the hero, but if you put him in a room with the Scorpion, my money's on Scorpion. But guys like Hammerhead or Mysterio, where they are just normal-ish dudes.
Before we move too far on, I just want to talk about one team up that came to my, or not even team up, one appearance that came to my head, which I always find fucking funny. It's during, I think, issue 300, like the climax of Last Rites.
Yeah. And
Kingpin's running through the streets, desperately trying to get away so he can like escape jail big time. Yeah, Peter sees it with Mary Jane, and then she's like, "Shouldn't you do something?"
Mary Jane's even
no,
like,
he's got it. He's got it.
Yeah, he leaves it to Daredevil.
What? Yeah, Daredevil's got this one. What do you mean? If he gets free, Kingpin is not only going to frame Matt for murder, but are you going to fuck it all up? He's going to be free.
And Peter to Matt, I missed the part where that's my problem. That panel is like the other day from Marvel. Yeah. Now he's gonna. That panel is saying the other day where like Spider-Man and Beast had just defeated Killer Shrike and his partner, and Shrike's flying away, and Spider goes, let him go. Did you not learn your lesson, pal? Last criminal you let go filled your uncle full of lead.
In the last episode with the fucking Spidey talk, the silver fox.
Yeah.
No, the black fox. The black fox or silver?
He's like, he looks like he's an old man. It was Black Fox, yeah. He's an old man, just like Uncle Ben. He's a sweetheart. I'll let him go.
Commits mass genocide. Just then. Could you imagine this next issue? The Black Fox is like Paul Rabin.
Yeah. But yeah, letting the Kingpin run past you. It's a bit much. Come on. Imagine
even like all he could do as well, quickly, is just okay. I'll let Daredevil get the win, but just gonna do a little web his fucking feet together.
What would have been cooler and would have got the point across would be if Kingpin thought he got away, but the building or the room he's ran into, he's been like baited into, and like all the heroes are stood there waiting for him, dude. Like Daredevil's just funneling him in.
Like Daredevil could dress up as anyone and then bash the shit out of Kingpin.
Didn't they do that once when Spider-Man was he was going on trial to go to jail? Daredevil, Iron Fist, and someone else all dressed up as Spider-Man and went into the courtroom doing all flips and shit.
So that's right.
Think, is this the right Spider-Man we've got?
Yeah, and that even happens in like the Daredevil series where Daredevil's on trial. I think Spidey does it for one time. No, Spidey's doing it, I think, and then Daredevil's like, "You fucking idiot, stop! Like you're ruining it." and then another Daredevil jumps through the window. And he's like, "It is I, the real Daredevil." And even Matt's like, "What the fuck is happening?" And then, like, afterwards, he goes up to him, he finds him, he's like, "What are you doing? You're not Daredevil. You never have been." He's like, I wanted fame, so I thought I'd bank off you. And he's like, "I got a book coming out now." It's like, and then
Peter
Matt's like,
as
you moron, like, "You're going to get my enemies now, you fucking idiot."
Nice. During Craven's first hunt, where it was Craven's daughter hunting Spider-Man, he also dressed up as Daredevil. But I think they swapped costumes actually at one point.
Well,
he was an Inhuman as well.
And a Craven blind.
Yeah, mate. Oh, what a sick issue that was, because of the Marauder. Daredevil's vilest foe.
Well, I always love when Daredevil had to teach him like how to maneuver around. They've done that a few times. Didn't they do that in Frank Miller's little story in Spectacular?
Did he go blind again?
I could have sworn in like let me check Comic Geeks if it tells me the description, that Frank Miller did a Daredevil story with Spidey in Spectacular.
I do remember the first one, because it was around the time Carrion, the weird, disgusting clone of the Jackal, was messing around. And like Mass Marauder blasts Spidey with his blind ray. And they have to like, there's a bomb or they've got to fly a plane or something safely. And Spider-Man's spider sense gives them a kind of radar. Have you found it?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Issue 27. Of Spectacular Spider-Man. Daredevil tries to help Spidey cope with his newfound blindness. That was penciled by Frank Miller, but that was written by Bill Mantlo.
Yeah, mate, that's the one I'm on about. Yeah, with where he's blind. Look at that.
That's just
and the weird eagle, like eagle rocket thing.
The blind leading the blind.
I sense deadly danger, Daredevil, but I can't see it. I'm blind.
And Daredevil's like, "Why are you talking like that? Why are you talking like this?"
Deadly danger, Daredevil. Deadly danger.
What about in the 90s when Daredevil would pretend like he's not Matt Murdock, and Spidey was like, "I can fucking tell you're Matt." And even Spidey was getting like fed up with it. He's like, "Bro,
Yeah,
Stop
dude,
fucking
armored.
saying you're Jack Batlin, your dad's literal boxing name. Like,
That whole saga where Daredevil was dead and he was armored Daredevil.
It was so edgy, man. It was like 90s at its fucking peak.
But the suit's sick. I'd use it all the time in Ultimate Alliance.
Yeah. But can we talk about, like, how bad Matt is at coming up with a nickname for, like, a new name for himself? You had Jack Batlin, because I'm Jack Batlin Murdock.
Oh.
You had fucking...
Oh,
wasn't there
the
even
classic.
when he lost his memory for a time? And he was, like, just his dad's name again?
He was just Jack again, yeah. There was the fan favourite, Mike Murdock.
Yes.
Can't believe we've been talking for over an hour and we've not mentioned Mike Murdock.
Another one on the banner. The glorious banner.
He is one of the key figures. Matt Murdock, to throw suspicion off of himself being Daredevil, creates a persona of his not blind twin brother, who's the hippest
really
cat.
Cool.
He's so cool, dude. He's got sunglasses.
What does he say in that one page when he's like sitting on the desk?
Well, his debut was issue 25, and I just so happened to have it up, right? Versus Leapfrog, exactly. Good memory, dude. Where's it gone? There it is. I've got it all up here.
Gene Colan artwork looking beautiful.
Oh, it actually looks sick. Look at that cover. Enter the Leapfrog and like the dynamic jumping he's doing.
You'd probably think like, oh, this is a great villain coming up.
Why is he looks actually creepy, Leapfrog. There's this panel here with his mouth open, but like the fabric's like sticking. Looks like he's just crawled out the lagoon.
Do you like how like they always talk so unnaturally in these issues too? Like I found the page and Foggy's like saying to Karen, "What's Matt doing with those loud clothes and sunglasses?" Say, wait a minute.
Foggy, that isn't Matt Murdock.
Why would you say his whole fucking name? Like
that isn't Matthew Jack Murdock, born 1960.
Yeah, that isn't Mayday Parker.
Oh.
You can say that again, Jack. We're fake fans. We don't know his middle name.
Oh no. That's how it works in England, anyway. Your middle name's normally your dad's first name.
See, I have my grandfather's my grandfather's name is my middle name. You can say that again, doll.
Michael Murdock.
MMM. Join the MMM. Oh my god. Oh. It's all linked. The Merry Marvel Marching Society.
That'll be like for the Saint, won't it? Isn't he the one who guards the pearly gates?
Saint Michael. They should have got bloody... Oh, imagine if Foggy was his middle name. That'd be fucking sick. Matthew Foggy.
Foggy. He seems over. He's still got Foggy Nelson as well. They're just both Foggy. What are the odds?
Oh, Matt's the one with the brains, but I'm the family pussycat. The name's Mike, gang. And try not to applaud. I'm almost as shy as I am glamorous.
Jesus Christ.
Say, no wonder Matthew likes working here. Any more at home like you, baby? God damn! Karen says, you must be Matt's twin brother. Well, I sure ain't his sister.
Got it. Stupid bitch.
Like, being Mike was just an excuse for him to finally get back at Foggy and Karen for treating him like a complete dick for however many issues. Oh, don't be formal, Pudgy. You can call me Mr. Murdock.
Oh, mate, get rinsed, Foggy.
He kept calling him fat. That's in the page, 2 panels in a row, he calls him Pudgy. And then he goes, you're just a bundle of personality, eh, Tubby? How's about a little rock and roll? While you're keeping us in stitches, Dad.
Mate, the lingo from the time period, you really had to be there, didn't you? It's like watching Austin Powers
on crack. Imagine being like a cool cat back in the 60s and going like, oh, this Matt Murdock cat really speaks to me. I think that Marvel actually ruined Mike Murdock
by making him real.
I think they actually just ruined the entire thing of it.
It used to be a fun little like. Did you know that it's cause I don't like the blending of. I get it's comic book, so it's all like out there. But why is Daredevil, street level Daredevil, dealing with like power cosmic type of shit? Isn't it because of an Infinity Stone he gets a real brother?
He steals it. So this guy who was like a glorified Scribblenauts character has a book that can bring things to life. I think as he was researching Matt, he fell asleep on Mike, like the Mike part of Matt Murdock.
Yeah.
So then Mike became like a real thing. But he wasn't, like, it was clear everyone knew that he was just created from that thing.
Yeah.
But then he steals a stone from the fucking hood.
It's like Asgardian or something, isn't it?
Yeah, and he like actually makes it so he's a thing. Which made him best mates with was Butch Ferris or something, like Kingpin's.
Yeah, it was another Fist son.
It's so fucking shit.
It's
that was the one thing I hated
mess.
about Zdarsky's run. It was at its best, like as a joke. I think it was during the Bendis run when he was trying to piss off to a different country. And they're like, oh, what's your name? And then he goes, Mike Murdock. They're like, yes! Oh. Use that name.
It used to be a fun reference, but now it's like, it's got too much baggage on it.
Even though the Kirsty McDuffie was like best love interest because she made fun of it. I remember I sent you the panel ages ago where she was saying something like, oh, I'll just say I'm like a twin sister of his so we can like get some peace.
Yeah. Because she was the one who kept like, she would rip into him. She'd like try and make him break character and admit he's Daredevil by flashing him.
Yeah, like she literally lifts up her shirt. And then he has to like act fine about, like, not like he can even see it anyway.
It's just a skeleton to him, isn't it?
Just did like a radar.
Living life in detective mode.
He definitely never turns that off when he plays Arkham Asylum. On like constantly just fucking going. That's a good. What do you rank? Like, who do you think is the best love interest? Like, what's your ranking of Daredevil's love interest from Elektra, Karen, Heather Glenn, McDuffie, that one Irish girl I can't remember her name of.
Yeah, we can't remember her name. The Irish girl who Foggy ends up shagging. She was Irish, we know that. I think Elektra. Not because again the Zdarsky run did it so well and he actually like married her. But firstly, it's cool, like taking the evil woman and making her like with Catwoman and Batman as well. Kind of like redeeming her.
He tames the beast?
Yeah, mate. But I think Karen is good, but she does after. She's a bit like Gwen. She has to die.
Yeah. Unless it's the show, of course, where apparently everyone but her dies.
That's just the MCU for you, dude, isn't it? Like,
imagine saying to someone in like a Daredevil fan before the show comes out and you go, oh yeah, they're going to recreate that Daredevil scene in the church. But just so you know, Karen is alive and fucking Ben Urich dies.
Ben Urich's dead. Yeah, they'd be like, that's not Daredevil.
Look at you like, what the fuck?
Heather was always just a bit of a moaner, wasn't she? Like, to the point where she does kill herself.
Well, if we're talking about Karen,
yeah,
you got, and the Silver Age should moan about Matt being blind. then she'd piss off, and then when she came back, she'd moan about Matt being Daredevil and fuck him over. Then she'd moan about her life.
Dude.
Then she'd moan that he said Typhoid Mary's name, even though Typhoid Mary's whole thing is basically just hypnosis in a way.
Yeah.
Blaming
the brainwashed.
Then she'd moan about the corn industry, specifically CP. She'd moan about that a lot. She was like an activist for 2 minutes, and then the writer's like, I can't be fucked, and then just dropped the whole story. It disappeared. Like, there was a whole thing. I remember I was reading it, and she got like this, because back in the day they had cassette tapes.
Ooh.
The guy was like, come on, you want to come back in the business, don't you? And she takes the thing, and she plays like the thing. That's brilliant English.
But then, I know what you mean. She plays the tape.
They tape over CP. So it cuts for like 2 seconds where she sees a kid freaking out, and she's like, what the fuck? And then she becomes like an activist for it. And then so for like a couple issues, she's fighting for like protection of kids who are in that industry. And then randomly it's like, okay, forget about it. You never hear from it ever
onto them, dude.
Oh, I love that scene in fucking Daredevil where he's like, what did he say, like barely 13, and then the Punisher just stops walking. And then the guy's like, oh, I got another fucking customer. He's like, he's like, oh, you like that shit. And then Punisher just fucking grabs the weapon. Oh, it's cool.
There's a scene in the Punisher show, I think it is, where he's teamed up with this like teenage girl who's dressed a bit like schoolgirly, and they go to see some pervert, and he just starts beating the shit out of him.
Was that early season 1?
I think so, because it was just.
I clocked out of season 1 early.
Dude.
So I sort of remember something like that. But that was such a good scene. But that's like Punisher in a nutshell. He'll buy like some shady information of someone, but as soon as they mention some like bad shit, he turns around and just fucking kills them.
Yeah, dude. You'll get what he needs, he'll fucking get you. But yeah, I think
like
Elektra.
John Berthel?
I can't not see him as The Walking Dead. Like, he was a boss part of the first 2 seasons of Walking Dead, and it was fantastic. Running at the camera and shit myself watching it like he's not coming for me, is he? Again, the dude's huge. I'm glad they brought him back.
It is crazy though, watching episode 1, and then you see like them establish everyone, then boom, Punisher fucking his wife. I'm like, what the fuck? He's Micah Sin.
Nah.
Is this a canon event? But you'd get, Elektra's number 1. When written not by Saladin Ahmed, she's easily one of the best. It's weird because like I don't care for Karen much, but Karen in Kevin Smith's run, like the death really got me.
Oh yeah.
I'm like, fuck, this is heavy. But I never really cared for her like before that. I didn't mind aspects of her for Ann Nocenti's run. I thought she was pretty like decently written, besides her freaking out that Matt was fucking brainwashed. But there was like a lot of sweet moments in between.
Yeah.
I think I like fucking Mila Donovan more than Karen sometimes.
Oh, I don't think I've read anything with her in it yet, but she ends up marrying him, doesn't she?
Yeah, she marries him.
Ooh,
and he's like,
further than most.
She saves him. And she's like fascinated by him. And just from like a save where they sort of linger on like a little stare with each other, she's like, oh, I like him. Because he can fucking pull by just looking at a blind. She can't even see. And him looking at a blind person had enough. Like, that was enough for her to go, like, yeah, I want him.
Cool.
That's the fucking aura Matt Murdock has. Doesn't even need eyes to be infatuated with him. He just needs to just have aroma.
We didn't even mention Black Widow. What do you reckon of her with Daredevil?
Oh, you male chauvinist.
He can live to They couldn't even really live together. They lived on different floors, didn't they? In the same house.
I actually like them a lot together. It's sort of like Elektra in that sense too, where it's like that power dynamic.
Yeah.
Except she's not as fucking batshit crazy.
Yeah.
But they have such a good like what's it? Their interactions are always really fun. Even post relationship. They're like say Frank Miller run when
Yeah.
she helps them out. I love that part. And even in the Kevin Smith run where she tries to save the baby and then Matt's like hallucinating. It's like women all my life have been just nothing but fucking demons and devils in disguise. Fuck women. Breaks her fucking ankle, bro, and the baby's like about to fall off the building. He doesn't he I think he like catches it, he's like, I gotta kill the baby. No, wait. I'll kill each other. And then like he jumps off with the fucking baby. Last second he throws out a cable to save himself.
Oh.
What about did you like Heather Glenn? Did you like Heather Glenn?
I thought at the time when you're reading it, I do feel sorry for her, but does it to herself, doesn't she? She throws herself in. She can't keep off his dick. And then
Matt literally goes, please get the fuck out of my house.
She's got no like character of her own, because the second her father dies, she more or less kills herself.
Oh, it's really depressing though.
It's like, yes, like she had no life of her own. So the second the life she did know got a bit fucked over, she was like, no, I'm out. Didn't really try.
But even like, when she realized that Matt was Daredevil.
Yeah. So
she was like, oh, she full on believed that she was ruining her life, so she'd be fully devoted to him. And Matt never really did anything to like disprove it, so it made it worse.
Oh Christ! It's Deborah Whitman all over again.
When she fucking tells someone that, and she's drunk, oh yeah, Matt's Daredevil. And then Foggy, the genius, and I'm pretty sure that Irish girl, I can't remember who else was there. Foggy and another person write a letter to Matt and Heather.
A letter.
Yeah, like one's a letter from Matt written by Foggy, one's a letter from Heather written by Foggy.
Why are we writing the blind guy letters?
How does Matt see?
He must be Daredevil.
But then, like, Foggy is basically the cause of death in a way, because that letter,
yeah,
where he pretends that Matt calls it off, is what fully sends her spiraling. It's a gruesome scene too, mate. You just see her dangling feet.
Oh yeah, it's grim.
And then Matt's like, "Oh, that's sad."
He moved on awful quick, didn't he?
Yeah. Straight to Elektra, baby.
Matt, I'm afraid Heather took her own life. Who?
Is that what was her name? Is it, Heather. I just said Heather. No, don't tell me. I remember one time when Matt
the
was
ninja
like,
chick with the size.
I don't know if it was like Bendis's run.
Yeah.
I don't know if this was post Karen's death. Yeah, I think it was actually. Yeah, it was. Oh my god. Either post Karen's death or the Nascenti run when they hadn't gotten back together yet. Matt goes to like the X-rated section of a movie store and he finds like Karen Page's movies somehow.
Yeah, he finds Karen's even though he's fucking blind.
Bro, that's so crazy. That's like, that'd be mental. Imagine like full on being a total wreck. You miss this girl. You go to a movie store. Oh, that's her porno. That'd be fucking devastating, mate. That'd be actually so fucking shit.
And he can smell every fella who's handled that case.
Oh my god. He'd be able to like when she's like, I have AIDS. He'd be able to like sense that shit, surely.
Yeah, he'd see it like again, dude. A detective vision, he just sees it crawling around the genital.
It's like highlighted orange for some reason.
The whole fucking skeletons are just like, oh, there's a threat. It says in the corner,
no gun.
threats 1.
I love that scene is crazy though when she's like, I have AIDS and it's because of this fucking baby, man. You have to kill it. And he's like, it's not because of the baby. It's because you were like he basically just calls her a slut.
Oh, did the baby make you leave me and go and do porn for the Kingpin? Livid.
Oh, even her return's so fucking grim, man. That shot of her like anorexic, drugged up is so sad. And then the guy that wouldn't let her go.
Would Matt be able to tell if you were pregnant?
Yeah,
would he sense the baby? He would.
It'd be like in Family Guy, where Superman sees the baby forming.
And then we should see other people.
I gotta go to Krypton. Wait, didn't I explain? Oh, it's fucking great.
Overall, then, are you excited for Born Again?
I am well and truly looking forward to Born Again. I'm nervous that the cinematography is not going to be up to like how it was in the Netflix show. Like watching the trailer, I'm like, some parts just look fucking cheap. But I'm hoping that like for a Disney show, it's going to be the best one they've ever done. It's not saying much, but I still expect it to be.
Do you want cameos of other characters? For example, Echo or She-Hulk?
I really don't want any cameo. Like, I don't even want the fucking Defenders in it.
Do you not even want like Spider-Man?
Okay, I like Spider-Man.
Would you? Only if like maybe in that scene. I don't want any talking. Maybe in that scene where they're all watching Wilson Fisk in like Times Square, if you can just see him like hanging on a building watching, that'd be fine for me.
But the thing is, because they haven't built up anything of the comics, like they're like the actual comic relationships.
Yeah.
I was gonna say it'd be sick if like say if Karen dies. If they have an episode where it's like most of it's dedicated to Spider-Man just giving Daredevil a pep talk.
I like the issue
8
of
Kevin Smith's run where
he's
just
Guardian
like
Devil,
and then Matt's like, what the like he was talking about how useless and how pointless it all was, and then he's like, what was it? What was the point of it? Well, like, did any good come out of it, or why do we do this? And he's like, you saved that kid's life, or that baby's life.
We do actually have.
He swings off
an MCU Mysterio as well. So bring in Gyllenhaal, mate, and we'll just do Guardian Devil.
What are you expecting for this upcoming TV show?
Ooh, well, I'm hoping it's good, obviously. This is, to me, the last chance for the MCU, because it's been shit for quite a while. But if this keeps...
You tell me that the rumors of Spider-Man 4 where they say it originally was going to be a story, like a grounded story, not hyping you up for that one?
No.
Every article just says... Every article literally says, it was going to be like a street-level thing. It was
gonna have Daredevil, but no, because we're not allowed nice things.
Yeah.
Well, in a positive light.
The mayor thing?
Probably what you mentioned before in the comics, where he would have won legitimately, but he just couldn't trust himself to do it.
Yeah, that would be so
funny. He leaves.
It's such good irony as well.
I saw a fan theory that interested me. You know where they're sitting together in the diner, Wilson Fisk and Matt Murdock, and they're having like a civil conversation. Someone suggested, what if Fisk being the mayor is kind of like tipping? He wants Daredevil to be a vigilante again, more so he can take out his rivals and use him as kind of like an enforcer.
He's worse than like Jameson as well as mayor. Like he had a full-on thing going down with Devil's Reign and shit like that.
He cracked down on the superheroes, didn't he? There's not enough shit going on in New York to justify a Devil's Reign thing. Like, in the comics, every week you've got like 6 different crises. But in the MCU,
And
it's
you
like
had
once
fucking
every 2
Fantastic
years.
Four involved.
Yeah, they got arrested, didn't they?
I love
How'd
that
you
scene
arrest the
though
Fantastic
where
Four?
they're threatening to kill Mr. Fantastic and like assault Invisible Woman. And then Sue just fucking bashes the shit out of them with her tray.
Yeah, mate. And Reed's like, listen, mate, we don't need our powers to be fantastic. Kicking
Yeah, like,
ass in prison. Go ahead, Reed.
I love how Chip Zdarsky writes every single character to
He's
fucking
pretty
perfection.
good at it.
It tickles you like the brain just in the perfect way.
Yeah.
Especially
Like,
Spidey, mate. Spidey's fucking brilliant.
Yeah. The MCU's not got enough, like, not only is it not got enough heroes, now we're getting White Tiger for some reason. But it's not got enough
Do you know what really pissed me off?
problems. Go on.
In the comments section of like the official look at White Tiger.
Yeah.
So many people who haven't touched a fucking comic book were like, why are we gender swapping? I'm like, oh, you
Oh, no.
morons.
So they've only seen Ultimate Spider-Man, the cartoon.
Yeah, it's literally it. They've only.
Christ.
This is like when people say like, oh, it doesn't matter. It doesn't. Why do you care? It doesn't matter if they don't do it properly. It does, because people don't know fucking shit, mate. They have no clue. It's a prime example of your adaptions do fucking matter. They matter because whatever generation grows up with that is going to believe that is the status quo everywhere. And they're going to make themselves look like a massive fucking fool when some other nerd goes, well, actually, read a fucking comic. It's fucking bullshit. I hate it so much. Well, I mean, are they going to do the trial of the White Tiger?
I think, yeah, they'll have to, won't they? Where he gets exposed. Are they going to have Lightmaster do it again, dude? Bring in Lightmaster.
He goes rogue, doesn't he?
White Tiger?
Yeah, that's in the trial. Doesn't he, like, start shooting people?
Oh, Jesus.
Because the thing was, like, corrupt, and then I think he's like, I have no way out of this. And they're trying to calm him down, but he just fucking goes, like, because he was getting framed for killing someone.
Yeah.
So he just says, like, fuck it, and then he shoots everyone.
Ooh, Christ.
And then
maybe that's the line that was crossed. Ooh, yeah, I think we've sussed it, dude. Maybe Daredevil stops being a vigilante because he sees what it leads to after White Tiger goes friggin' nuts and during his trial opens fire. And then Daredevil's like, that'll be me if I don't stop. Then they don't have to have him murder anyone, at least.
It depends, because, like, were they planning to get White Tiger to, like, continue, but then the actor passed away? That's the thing. I don't know what they were planning. Because the actor did pass away. Did he? Which is, it's sad, but, like, it's like, you know how the MCU works? Once the actor's gone, the character's gone.
Yeah, mate. There's a villain in Moon Knight as well who was meant to be, like, the next season's baddie, and then he died skiing, didn't he? Was it? Yeah, it was. It was Midnight Man.
Yeah, one of the coolest Moon Knight villains. He doesn't have that many cool villains. Fucking.
No, it's Stained Glass Scarlet.
No, not Scarlet. No. Oh my god, the fucking church she kept hanging around. The alien invasion when wasn't everyone just high off the gas, like exposed to the streets?
Yeah,
and then everyone thought there was like an alien invasion going on, but it was just like it was just like a gas leak throughout the city.
Christ, that's a Mysterio plot, that bit.
Yeah, like people say, like I like the first run of Moon Knight, but I always think that the latest stuff is like way better.
Where it's like cutting off people's faces.
Yeah, I think that's way better than whatever the fuck we're going on.
It's more interesting than him just being Batman again, isn't it? If I wanted Batman, I'd go with Batman. This dude being unhinged.
He's fucking crazy. I love when like he puts the face on in his bathroom and then Marlene walks in and doing it and he's just like, oh fuck. I remember, mate, I was fucking shattered. Moon Knight was the first show where I was like properly pissed off at the MCU. Like going along it. Like I was still following it Like, oh, okay, okay, that was bad, but whatever. But then the Moon Knight show full on fucking broke me. I was like, okay, you made Stephen British and a wimp for whatever reason. I can get past that. For some reason, he's like a cuck. Okay. Oh, I'm sorry. Please don't. Can I please watch it in the bathroom, please? I want to watch, please. Okay, and he's poor. Okay, that's like, okay, fine. I can get past it. Episode 1 ends with him bashing the shit out of that monster. I'm like, okay, fucking cool.
Yeah.
That was the last time
it was cool. Ah.
Yeah, that was never said again. Just
but
all I wanted is Moon Knight bashing people.
Thanks to Netflix, they've already got like the basis of how to handle Daredevil here. Because I still think season 1 is like top level superhero, definitely TV show, because its competition was Arrow and Flash. But
season 2 had a lot of good stuff in it still, even though people call it the worst.
I enjoyed it. I did enjoy season 2, even like. Mostly because he was in his suit. We're finally getting him in his costume, actually fighting crime. Season 3 went back on that.
But I didn't like the Elektra actress. She doesn't remind me of Elektra at all. She doesn't look like Elektra. And I think that she's too fucking skinny. Like way
Elektra's meant to be like Elektra's based on like a woman bodybuilder, isn't she? In the comics, certainly she's huge. The thighs on the
a pervert or whatever the fuck. But she's meant to be like, because she wears such a revealing outfit. There's a scene I think in her second appearance where she's doing fucking yoga, and she is built. Like her thighs are fucking massive, man.
Yeah, I don't think this actress we had couldn't take down like.
Even I was watching it with my dad. I'm like, this is fucking bullshit. They show like Stick training her when she was a kid.
Yeah.
And she flips over this guy, which she's like 10 years old or whatever. Flips over like a 250-pound giant American man, and fucking starts hitting his face like on the ground.
Yeah.
And her hand is just it's fine. His skull is apparently almost caved in, and he's like hanging on by a thread. Her hand isn't even broken. If this was real, a fucking skinny ass kid, a skinny ass girl, as soon as she punched him once, her knuckle would have been broken. There's like realistic in a comic setting, and then there's even like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
All you had to do was just cast someone with a bit of more like meat, just someone a bit more muscle, like just a bit more muscle. That's all you needed.
Would you prefer Jennifer Gardner?
You're both fucking ass, in my opinion. I think we're both really shit. If you look at both of them, you're like, that's not Elektra. None of them. We haven't actually gotten an Elektra who looks like Elektra. Although Jennifer Gardner is better, I think she's still better. Wake me up inside. Wake up.
Me. If you could suggest a single Daredevil story to the listeners to let them know just how cool he is, what would you do? What would you suggest?
Cool ass Daredevil story. Oh. So I'd say Born Again, but then I feel like you need to read the other shit to properly understand the state. Yeah,
Born Again's built up, isn't it, over years?
I think the Bendis run is fucking sick. It's like, honestly, there's parts where you're like, I'm reading the show. It's so cool. Even though like there's some parts where it's still a bit weird if you're like a new fan coming into it, and you're like, who the fuck is Miller Donovan? Like, what the fuck's going on? Because I'm trying to think of something besides Frank Miller, because everyone goes straight to Frank Miller, which is deserved. Yeah. But besides for that iconic run, I'd say like Bendis' run is fucking amazing.
Nice.
Who would you say?
Honestly, I know I talk shit about the start of it. The entire, like, volume 1, like, from the very beginning, it starts off rough, yeah, but you still get some fun, dodgy stories, like when Daredevil has to, like, glide the owl's wooden plane using his super senses. Just like in Spider-Man, I would say, just start at the beginning.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes that confuses me when people go, "Where do I start?" I'm like, issue 1.
Issue 1, yeah.
I think Daredevil, though, is like one of the only characters where people don't say that. They'll actually go like, start at the Frank Miller, then go to like Kevin Smith, then go to Bendis, then go to fucking Chip Zdarsky. People forget Charles Soule. Oh yeah, I think that's how you pronounce it. People forget him.
Secret War, weren't it?
But his run is actually really strong.
Yeah. There's a cool issue where him and Spidey go to Tokyo. I think that's with Spidey. And Matt Murdock's gambling like, and he doesn't know what cards he's got.
He can tell through their heartbeat.
Yeah.
It's fucking sick.
What's your favourite, if you've got one, single issue of Daredevil?
Oh, easy, mate. I swear to God, easiest. Issue 191 by Frank Miller. That is my favorite Daredevil issue. I fucking love it. You open the book and fucking splash pages, Daredevil pointing a gun to his head.
Yeah.
It's the Russian roulette with Bullseye.
Ah, nice.
You got a paralyzed Bullseye sitting there fucking pissing himself with an unhinged Daredevil playing Russian roulette, going over how, like, his never-ending battle with someone like Bullseye affects more than just, like, the people directly involved. Like, they got this kid obsessed with that fight scene, you know, when he televised it in the circus?
Yeah.
And then his dad's a bad man, and then Daredevil stops him, and then the kid's, like, gone into this full-on, like, psychotic state where he's like, well, my dad said Daredevil's a bad man, but Daredevil fights the bad people. And he took down my dad, which means my dad is bad. Like, he's fucking freaking out. He's just, like, staring at the screen over and over again. And then at the end of the story, like, he explains how his dad hit him once, but, like, when he was drunk. He's like, so I knew that even though I looked up to this man, we need laws in place to, like, contain everything. So it goes over why he became a lawyer, the effects that Daredevil and his fights have that aren't directly linked to people involved. And then the fucking ending, mate, where in the last chamber, or the last, like, you know, shot, just clicks. And he sits there so depressingly. And he's like, we're stuck with each other. And that's how the fucking book ends. Like, mate. I want to do a whole video on it sometime. Like, I love that story so much.
Nice.
It's fucking peak. Even the pencils by Frank Miller and Klaus Johnson.
That whole Bullseye, like, saga, dude. Like, how he wants to kill him. I think it's like issue I don't know the exact number, but they have a huge fight, and Daredevil wants to kill him, and I think he does try and kill him, and then Daredevil for 100 issues later, Daredevil's like, how could I have done that? And then 100 issues later, he saves Bullseye and, like, redeems himself. Proper.
The train.
Saves him from the train, crushing him, didn't he?
When you see the light, that's not heaven. That's the C train. Such a good line. Do you have a favorite issue of all time from the Man Without Fear?
Other than issue 5?
Big task.
I quite like issue, I think it's 226. It's right before Born Again. The Gladiator's back and he's in a shit costume. But the story is Betsy's been kidnapped, so Gladiator's back doing crime. But Daredevil is like, his life's falling apart around him. He's lost his practice. He's lost, like, his friends. Not talking to Foggy. and he's pissed off the whole issue to the point where he does brutalize Gladiator.
Yeah,
but
and
there's
even
a moment where he realizes,
she tells him to chill the fuck out.
Yeah, it's more about Gladiator, really, I think, because he's doing all this for the woman he loves. Daredevil, when finally Daredevil understands it, he's like, what am I doing? What have I done here? Because he trounces Gladiator. Gladiator's been a threat to him every other issue. Because he'd been going straight, he's not as buff as he was, not as sharp of a weapon for the Emperor. And the whole
but even doesn't
just...
Betsy freak out, and she tells Matt to chill out because fucking the Gladiator's hanging on by a thread. He's like, my bad.
Well, at the end, they team up. Daredevil and Gladiator team up, and it's he's watching Gladiator as if to say he's going to start slaughtering people here, but he doesn't. He drops the thugs, goes over, cuts Betsy loose, and Daredevil's I could learn something from this. This is what it should be about: saving people, not hurting people.
That's why Gladiator's literally his best. We've been talking about a title for your video, best save is the Gladiator.
Yeah, he did, mate. He rescued him. Starts as a villain, redeems him. It's like Catwoman.
Oh yeah, I guess yeah.
Nah, I'm kidding. But
except they're not lovers though. I do ship them.
Well, modern Marvel.
If I was in charge, no. But I think that's we've covered a lot about Daredevil in 2 hours.
Yeah, mate. Why he's so cool? You know it.
Well, our first one was the man without cool villains.
Yeah.
Now
the
it's
first one was talking a lot of shit, but now, mate, this will be the redemption. Anything you want to say before we go?
Oh, for those. No, we gotta stay tuned for the Valentine's special. Maybe when this comes out soon.
Maybe.
Doing the Spider-Man marriage. That's what I want to do.
Dude, the Spider marriage. Go for it.
It's taking
another
me way
thing
too
we've
long.
lost.
I'm such an advocate for that shit. Anything on your channel?
Sick, dude. Mostly more shit supervillains. Firebrand. What's the? Let me check.
Jeff Westcott.
Oh, big Skip, he's coming. Oh, watch out, he's coming.
Literally.
We've done Gladiator. Ooh.
If I go silent, my laptop's just dying. Okay, that's the only reason. If I go dead silent, that is why.
We'll cut it here then, eh?
It's on, but we got Skip Westcott coming. That's crazy.
Oh yeah.
Fire fucking red. I have a request. Quick panel power request.
Go for it.
If you do more shit villains,
my bread and butter.
The squid from Batman.
Got you, dude.
a Redditor voice, bro. That's all he is. What do we just captured the Batman?
But not Sid the Squid from the cartoon, the one from the comic, the crime boss.
Yeah, the lethal crime boss. I love when he gets taken down. They go, maybe he's not all he's cracked up to be. No fucking shit, mate. You're looking at this Redditor and going, yeah, he's gonna kill Batman.
He's got him. Oh no. Joker's watching from Arkham. He's like, if this little bastard kills Batman now, I'll be fumed.
Yeah.